Hey everybody, it's not Friday. And this is not usually John Selway's opening. I am not John Selway. My name is Abe Duque. That's right, people. I am not John Selway. Pat Splat says, what, Selway and Duque? No, just Selway. Just Duque. Or I could just be Selway. I just will call myself John Selway today. How about that? John couldn't make it today. John's gotta do some stuff. Hank. Hi, folks. Greeting from near Braunschweig, Germany. Isn't a Braunschweiger a type of sausage? Somebody from Saarbrücken, Germany is here. Miha. Emanuela is here again. Guys, it's almost time. Just a couple more minutes. And you will have your Latino John Selway. What we're looking at right now is a set that I recorded of me fooling around with some Eurorack stuff. And that's me. The Latino John Selway. It was recorded live. It's not live right now. That's Abe's hands, as Pavel says. I wonder if we will ever get the Eloquencer update. It's a great sequencer. Anyway, we're about to start. Just let you guys all come in here and get myself all ready. Talk a little bit about techno and gear. And I don't know. Whatever you guys have in mind. If you guys have any questions, drop them in. All right. Hey, everybody. I am the Latino John Selway. My name is Latino John Selway. Well, I'll just say it. It's Abe Duque. But you can call me John Selway or Latino John Selway, all you want. John and I have been working together for a very long time. We work together even now. We work at, we both are instructors at well, we were both instructors at Dubspot before we were instructors now at 343 Labs. But John and I's history goes way back, all the way to, I believe, 1993. 1993 or 1992 when I met John at the Limelight in New York City. We were both playing live that night. He was playing live as with Oliver Chesler. And with their live act, Disintegrator, and I was playing live as my own kind of at that time I was producing under the name Kirlian, so we met that night, and we kind of hit it off since then. John and I have been working together in a lot of projects in a lot of ways. Let's see, I released a lot of his records on my record label, Tension Records. He had a project called Semblance Factor that he used to do for me and for other people as well. But I haven't seen him do that in a while. Let's see. John has a lot of interesting little tidbits that he doesn't tell everybody. With him and a few other people, created something called the Rancho Relaxo All Stars, where we would wear cowboy hats and tour around Europe with with bottles of whiskey, and John would play the violin, and we'd just act like rowdy Americans, but in a good way, of course. What else did we do with John? John and I had a label as well in the late 90s called Rapture Records, where we did lots of records releases, and I don't know, we should sometimes think about going back to that. And yeah, John and I have gone a long way, and now today John has asked me to be the Latino John Selway for him and cover on his his stream today. All right, everybody, I'm looking in the chat, and somebody said Disco B. Yes, Disco B was one of the labels I was on. It says Farming. That was actually the first label that I was on in Germany, from Munich. I have, also a long history in releases and crazy things that I've kind of done. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. I'm looking at the chat. I see this is a nice full room today. This is very nice. I see a lot of people that come to my show. I have a show here on Fridays. We are 343 Labs. We stream every day except for Sundays at 1 p.m. My show is Fridays. John's is Saturdays. We have shows. Let's see. Marilee does Mondays. Tetro does Tuesdays. Wednesdays is Dane. Thursdays is Icarus Moth, and Fridays is me, and today is Saturday. So yes, if you're just started to watch, you didn't get the day wrong. It is Saturday today, not Friday. Okay, so just so many people in the chat. I don't know if I should start calling out names because I don't want to make everybody, feel like I should call your name out. And if I miss your name, you might get upset. So I'm just gonna wait for a little bit and maybe monitor the chat. If you guys have any questions for me, I'd be very happy to answer today. I was thinking about what I should do. John does a lot of electro. I've never really done electro, and I'm not going to do electro. And John does a lot of techno. And, well, I have done my bit of techno. My techno has been more on the acid side of things. I've done it all really, but when it comes to techno, but I usually with a lot of gear. I started with gear, and let me show you what I brought for you guys today. I have a little bit of a setup here. But I have some gear that I've laid out here. I mean, it's limited. It's funny because it's limited how much I can get under this camera. So I just try to cram in what I can for these streams, and then figure out what we're gonna do with that. I have other gear. I have like a drum machine that's like right outside of the view here. But anyway, let's just start making some música. So what I also have is I have Ableton set up with this gear. So let me just show you my Ableton screen. So Ableton is set up with the gear. So I'm able to connect everything to Ableton. Everything is synced up right now to Ableton. So I'm kind of in a situation right now where I can go either way. I can go digital or I could go completely hardware. And this is actually the way that I like to produce these days. I of course started with a lot of analog gear, and but it wasn't because of the fact that I only liked analog gear. If you had gotten in a time machine and brought me a laptop from 2021 with all the latest plugins and DAWs in there, I would have dropped all the all the live gear and all the hardware and just started to use that, I guess, at that point. But I do love the gear, and I do love the software. I love the stuff that happens in the box, and I love playing with the stuff that I have in front of me right now. So I've got a situation where I've got it all synced up. I have a MIDI interface, and actually the MIDI interface is my drum machine. I have a TR-8S. As you can't see, it's out of the way. It's kind of this way. But that's my MIDI interface, and when I hit play on Ableton, I should, let me see why it didn't go. Here we go. Hit play on Ableton, and I should hear my TR-8 bass drum going, which I have going right now. Okay, so just to show you now that it is ready to go. One thing we need to make sure when you set up a DAW with some gear is that it's synced up, because if you want to record it or do stuff together, they have to work right. So we'll test it against the metronome. Metronome's working fine. That's pretty good. Now, what if the situation came up that the metronome wasn't really syncing up here? Well, then I would go to my preferences, and this would go for any DAW, and under the MIDI tab here, I would just go into the input part of the clock here on the TR-8, actually, and I would just move the timing. Right now, the timing is pretty spot on, so I don't really need to, and actually I think it's the output. Let's test it. I think it's this one, the out. So it's out to the TR-8. So let's see if I move this off. Yeah, that's not going to work. Normally 0 sounds good. A lot of the time though, I don't know why today at 0 it's right spot on. A lot of the time if I go, I would usually have to go to the negative, like -16, -17, and then it gets tight. For some reason today 0 works just as well, so we're good. So just make sure that when you have a DAW set up with your analog sync type gear like drum machines and so on, that you test for the sync being right. So now we're good to go. What else do I have here? Let's have a look at my overhead a little more. Let's see, what else do I have here? So I didn't know what to bring out, so I just started to grab stuff. So I have my bass bot, which is 303 that I use these days. I don't really like using my my other 303 because this bass bot, even though it's cheaper than my original 303, it does a lot more. I can sync it really easily just with regular MIDI, and I can get it going pretty easy. So I got that going, and I'll bring that back out, show you what else I got going. I have a DFAM. I have this guy right here. This is a Moog DFAM, which is, I have to say, one of the pieces that came into my life a while back, which I really love to this day, is the 303, and it carries over to the bass bot. The 303, resonated. As soon as I heard a 303 at a rave back in the early 90s, I was like, what the hell is that? I have to figure out how to make music like that. And then I figured out that it was that TB303 device. And I went out and I bought one. I found one in a music shop somewhere. I went through phone books of like music shops in like different states, and finally found one and had them ship it to me. I think it was like 92 or something like that when I got my 303. And ever since then, certain gear comes in that I'm just like, oh, I have to have this, and I have to, keep it forever. Things like my 909 and my 808 and my 101. And one of the last things to do that to me was this DFAM. This DFAM is pretty sick. I know Behringer just made a kind of a version of a DFAM that's pretty like half of the price or something of the DFAM. I don't hate on Behringer for doing all these things, so check it out. But let's see what this sounds like. So it's the drummer from Another Mother, and I can do some pretty nasty, cool things with it. It's just percussion. It's not a synthesizer, and it's not a drum machine. It's just sweet, out there percussion. Now, with the stuff that I have hooked up here, I'm going to keep on running you through what I have. I have some effects units set up to this mixer here. So I only got a piece of the mixer in there, so I try to put all my parts over here. My mixer kind of extends about 3-4 feet that way. It's one of those long Allen Heath mixers. But I have a couple of effects units here. Let's see. I have this guy here. This is a Lexicon LXP15. That's doing sort of a plate. And then I have this Digitech DSP256. It's kind of a delay unit, so I could do some mono delay. People a lot of times they gotta go for delay that's not mono, but I'm going to go for mono delay sometimes because it's cool to go left right, but sometimes we overlook how important it is to just stay in the center somehow. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of fooling around with this thing, and I could achieve, I'm afraid of turning too many knobs, because every time I turn a knob, I might end up in another place. I was in a sort of a hi-hat place right now, but a little more turning, and I'm in this kind of interesting percussion, which is super cool. All right, so let's see. We got that going, and what else do we have here? We have another Moog device. I guess today's Moog Day. I guess this one is the Mother 32, which is kind of a entryway drug for, it's like a gateway drug for Eurorack. And Eurorack is this format that you see here where we could just patch stuff in and get a little nutty there. So I got that going, and that together. We could start making some techno if you like. Let's see, with the kick drum, I've got it all on my board here, and I've got it all labeled so that I don't draw a brain fart here. Let's add some plate to that kick drum there. It's cool that you can modulate these things. Get some nice sound out of it. Okay, so far that I got the 303. Okay, that's there. That's the DFAM. That's the Mother 32. Then I have this Minotaur here. So the Minotaur I've set up in a different way. Most of this stuff is can just run alone without the computer going, but the Minotaur is going through the computer, which is really cool. And one of the cool things about this Minotaur is it's another Moog device, and it's totally it's like they call it an analog bass synthesizer. And it's let me just stop the music for a second so I can talk about it a little bit. Party Abe, yeah, it's Saturday party. It's party time. Sometimes I get carried. Don't say party to me because I'll get carried away. I'll bring out the other microphone and start doing some pitch shifted vocals and start dancing around. My daughters get embarrassed when I tell them I want to dance around on my streams. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so the Minotaur. The Minotaur is such a sweet synthesizer. I got it before I even knew that there was this plugin here that you can work it with. So this plugin here is exactly what you have on here. It's everything, all the knobs that you see on here, they're going on right here. Now, I have it set up on the keyboard, which you can't see. It's down there, so that I can play it. But I can work the controls here. But you see, as I work the control, it works it also on the screen. Oh, you're not watching my screen, so let me go to my Ableton screen. You can see how, as I move the control right on the Minotaur, I'm going to get controls moving on the Minotaur UI here on the plug. Well, the editor, I guess would be. Donica says, "Dance with Dad." Yeah, okay. No, they're embarrassed. All of that. They will never dance with Dad. If I want to torture them, I usually say, when I drop you off at school next time, we'll just jump out of the car and start dancing, and then I can get them to do anything I want, like clean your room, do whatever. Anyway, so this is really cool. But not only that, now I can go in here and pick the preset that I might want, and it switches preset right into it. So it behaves like a plug-in, but you need the device. I know Thomas, what you guys see sometimes in the chat, or if you guys have come to our school, you guys might know who Thomas is. I think he has a Minotaur, and I'm always telling him, "Hey man, have you downloaded the editor yet?" And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And I don't know if he ever did, but this thing is awesome. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna set this up so that I can record onto my Ableton here. Let me get this playing again. So now I can play here. And I'm gonna set up Ableton for fun. It's really nice to go into the edit mode and set up the record quantization here, so that we can record 16th notes. So that anything that I record will be already ready to go. So as it's playing, I'm just gonna hit record, and I'm just gonna have a little fun. And a lot of times when I hit record, I don't let it stress me out. I don't feel like I have to be prepared to record anything in particular. Matter of fact, I hit record now, and I just letting it record. It doesn't matter. You don't have to immediately jump in there or even have a plan. And usually I hit record and I just kind of seek out cool things and maybe get an idea of where and what I might want to do. At a certain point, I might be really happy about what I'm doing in particular, but maybe even if I don't know if I got anything, I'll just grab it and then maybe take a 1-bar loop there and move it over to where I started playing stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's get that a little louder. So where's the Minotaur? I think it's this one. Maybe play with the filter. The cool thing is that now, since I have it in Ableton, I can automate this filters. I can grab the filter cutoff and automate it here. So I can draw an automation here if I want, or I could have played it in if I wanted to. So there you go. One higher, one lower. That's pretty cool. But let's keep it moving. Let's not get stuck with the first little bit that I got, although I like it a lot. So you know what I'm going to do? Just because I like it so much, I'm going to add another track in here. And I'm going to set this track up to record from the input. Actually, I already have a couple of tracks here to do that. I'm going to record from the input that's coming in through here. And that's set up. I have on my board a way to route the recording of any particular sound. So right now, let's see, let me take out everything that might be being recorded into, you could see the 3 and 4 light up, and those are showing you that those whatever is take I thought that would do it. Hold on. Just gonna take out all the effects. And yeah, it was the effects that were coming through. But now I'm gonna monitor this track for recording here. Open this a little bigger. And I'm gonna press the button here on the, and as you can see now, my Minotaur is coming right through, right in there. And I'm just gonna grab that little bit, record it in. And there I have it. So I can continue to look and seek out other parts that I've done here. Let's move this around. I kind of like that too. Let me record it right in here. And you know what? This time while it's recording, I'm going to play with some modulation. Let's try two-hand modulation. A little decay. That's pretty cool. And let's keep that loop. Let's look for a couple other things. Let's see what else we have in here. Maybe with the part that I wrote, I'll move it over to another part. Get a low part, and then maybe switch out the, not to an acid bass, maybe a, whoa, such cool presets they give you. Of course you can store your own, but I never bother. What's a cool sound? I want some weird stuff. Just find a weird sound. And I'm not ashamed of using presets. You guys think that I might make every sound that I make. You guys take my classes and see me make sounds day and night. But sometimes it's just fun to lay back and see what you can stumble across, you know. Okay, these are, just go back up to the top. Yeah, let's do that. Let's grab that. And I'll process that in another way somehow. Alright, I think I've had enough of these parts for now. Now I could actually go into the recorded parts and listen to them. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the chat, and FYI, Black Friday presale ends tomorrow. It ends tomorrow for the presale. If you guys are interested in taking a class with us, you should try to get the price. Seriously, I think it's like 45% off of all classes, which is great. We run a school. That's what we do. We have classes online. We have classes in person in Berlin and in New York. Come and take a class with us. Come and take a class with John. Come and take a class with me. Come and take a class with Dane. Anybody you see streaming here, they're also instructors. And we, what we do here is to kind of just show you what we do when you come and visit us and take a class in person. And we can personalize this kind of instruction just for you. Anyway, visit our website, 343labs.com. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. We're really happy. I mean, yesterday I was so psyched because I hadn't looked, and we were at a week ago we were under 20K subscribers, and we were like 19 point something subscribers, and I think 19.8 or something. And now we're at like 20.3K. And I'm like, that's insane. We just jumped that much in a week. Want to keep that going, actually. That would be insanity if we can reach maybe 25K by the end of the year. And also, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. Just to let John know that I was doing a good job being the Latino John Selway. All right. So let's see. Let's have a look in the chat. Okay, so Pavel is here, Max Wild is here, Emmanuel is here, Simple Sam here, Martin Crock is here, Danica is here, Lie Society is here, Miha is here, Will Joseph is here, Future World Machines is here, Peter T is here, a bunch of other people that maybe I missed, and don't get mad at me for that. If you have any questions or if you want me to talk about anything in particular, we can do that. So let me just go back to kind of fooling around with my stuff, fooling around with my gear. So here we go. Hit start again. Sorry. Here we go. So got that part from the Minotaur. I'm going to retire the actual live one now. At this point, I could just start adding effects to it. Pretty cool. Let's get some acid going on in here. All right, let's record some acid lines. No? Let's get some acid in here. Let's see. Let's I gotta press the button here that'll let me that. So get that there. Take the button off of the Minotaur, and I should be getting some acid in there. I could already see that coming up in there. It's a little bit hot. And yeah, that's the first acid line that I had in there. I love this thing because you can switch out the acid lines on the fly. I'm gonna record this one not to lose it, but I'll show you how I really love to kind of go on the fly with this acid here. So I'm already recording that acid line in there, but now that I have it in there, I might as well modulate it. I mean, what is acid without modulation? And you know, I always tell people when you're working with gear, use two hands because you know you can do a lot more interesting things with two-handed moves than you can with just one hand. Oh, I'm getting a little hot there. Lower it here. I am recording at 32-bit, but my interface might not be able to handle that. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I'm gonna keep that. That's gonna be this one. And see, I love it is that I just can start playing it immediately, and it just hear what's going on immediately. And I have that last line right there. Let's add some effects to that. Maybe some reverb. So, by the way, when you're working in your DAW, and I work a lot in Ableton and I work a lot in Bitwig. You should have, I think, before you start recording and playing around, you should spend a little time curating the type of effects that you might have in your return tracks. It doesn't take much, but I tell you the truth. If you guys, for example, have Ableton. Ableton is like I don't know if they're playing a sick joke on us or what, but if you just try to use the default reverb and delay that Ableton give you when the program gets installed, you'd be very sad. It wouldn't be that rewarding, let's say. But so I spend a good amount of time just kind of like making sure that my reverb is going to be something that I can use. I mean, it might not be my final reverb in the track, but I want to be able to have, for example, I have this acid line, and I want to be able to say, hey, let me just solo it. I can turn off the bass drum too here, and maybe I'll turn off the Minotaur and the defam. So I have this part. I think I like it, but I can immediately throw in a reverb that I kind of enjoy. Now, I might say, oh, that reverb has too much of decay or whatever, and I might tweak it. But if it's something that's halfway decent, it's going to get you going. It's going to get you really psyched. That same thing goes for the three things I like to keep in there: a reverb, a delay, with like a ping pong setup is a simple enough setup. Maybe roll off some of the low ends, and usually like a 16th note ping pong will work fine for just to see what it sounds like when you throw it into delay. And if you're an Ableton user, or if you have access to an Echo style device like a Space Echo, Galaxy Echo, whatever, using some Echo would be really nice. Echo is like somewhere between delay and reverb. Reverb is like it's just kind of modeling kind of reflections in the space, and delay is just repeats, and Echo is like a dirty version of combined both. You have a reverb in here, as you can see, and you have taps for delays, but it's not as clean and pristine as a delay or a reverb by itself. Somehow it's my favorite out of both of them, out of reverb or delay. And if you go crazy with the feedback, you could have things like that happen. You got to be careful though, not to go overboard with that. By the way, you're watching the Latino John Selway. That is me, Abe Duque. I am the Latino John Selway. Anyway, let's get back to dropping in that kick drum, which is still on my gear. That kick drum, by the way, has a plate reverb that's coming from that Lexicon that I have here in my rack. Let's get back to let's take down a little bit of that effect and lower the acid a bit, and bring back some of the other stuff. So what we had recorded that Minotaur in here. Sorry, it's soloed here. That's cool. That's going into the echo. Let's see what these other parts did. I had 3 parts that I liked, right? It's a little too busy for me right now. That's kind of cool, kind of weird, but let's save that for later. Since there are different types of parts, good idea when you have different types of parts is to color them a little differently. Yes, somebody's calling me Juan Selway. You can call me call me Juanito Selway. How about that? I am the Latino John Selway, Juanito Selway. I will be with you for today, doing the techno. Anyway, it's kind of growing on me, this thing here. But let's see, what was this one? Maybe we'll take both. So let's just grab both. Make it really light. I got some more drums happening on my drum machine that you can't see over here, but let me just drop in some hi-hats. Nice too. Maybe some open in there. So let's record some hi-hats. I got those hi-hats in there. It's one pattern, right? But the cool thing, when you record hi-hats from a drum machine, and this goes for any device that you're recording that you can modulate. You're always better off modulating it while you're recording it in. So I'm gonna play it and show you how much, like, one pattern can sound very different if you just play with it. I'll show you what I mean. Let me just set this up so it's the only thing that'll be recording. So I need another track. And what's coming in through it. So I gotta turn off everything. It's not playing. Sorry. Turn off the recording. See, am I recording anything now? Yeah, I think it's pretty clean right now. Or a little bit of reverb maybe. That's okay. So I'm just gonna set the hi-hats. So there you are. The hi-hats can be recorded. So I'm gonna, as you can see, here's the monitoring, and I want to do 3 and 4. That's where my inputs are. 1 and 2 I'm using for the streaming, and 3 and 4 are the sends that I can, or the auxiliary tracks that I could use to record the hi-hats. So got those coming in there now. Set this up for recording. Start recording. And you can see it sounds a certain way, but now I could have started that, and all I just did right now was just lower the decay on the open hi-hat. And I'm gonna open the decay on the close hi-hat a little more. Now watch. Do it on the beat. See how it now feels like a little more movement happening there? And then I'm gonna flip him. There's an open and a close playing, but the close has a short decay and the open has a long decay. But I'm gonna flip him, and I'll do it right now. This is the same pattern. There's no different pattern playing right now. It's the same pattern, and you can do this all day and all night. And you know, sometimes I'll take the whole length of a song's worth of a recording, just to have enough fodder, or cannon fodder to work with. I might even play a little with the tuning as I'm doing it now. Okay, so I got that going, and now this is kind of like, can play for me. Now I could choose a specific area and then maybe make clips of that specific area and then use those as, what I'm going to be using in the arrangement. Or I could just let this play for me. If I record it like maybe at every 4 bars or every 8 bars, I change something, or as if I would be playing in a track. Like sometimes I'll really become the hi-hat guy and play hi-hats throughout a whole song. And then they match no matter where you drop them. So right now there'll be a change coming up. And now, see? All right, let's just mute those. Okay, so I got those, and I should start naming these things, of course. I'm notorious for telling people to be organized, meaning my students, to tell them to be organized. But sometimes I'm not very organized myself. Let's see what we have here. There's a lot going on in here in the chat. Is coming from internal sequencers or from Ableton? Aha, that's that. That I'm very happy to hear that. File secrets. Well, if you're watching at the beginning of the show, you'll know that I have a bunch of stuff in here, and I'm recording them in here. I don't think any sound itself is coming at all from Ableton. I'm capturing all the stuff that I'm playing into Ableton. So some of the stuff that you hear that's playing from Ableton is coming because I've just recorded and captured it in. I'm kind of going through with you guys what I might be going through if I was in the beginning stages of like jamming out and making a track, So that's what you're kind of witnessing right now. Let's see. Oh, so much. I don't even know where to start. Where to start reading with these things. Say TI, so it's TI-80 Mark. He told me how to pronounce it yesterday. Whoa, big change to the sound there with those little tweaks. That's true. Little tweaks go a long way. Let's see if we can't tweak out something else. Let's see what else do we have. So let's keep the hi-hat off for now. I have the other hi-hat actually on from the drum machine. I'm turning it off. I have other sounds in here. I have a ride that we could play with and do the same that we were just doing with the hi-hats. And I have, let's see what else. I have claps and toms, and somebody was talking about a cowbell. We could do that. But let's go to some of these Moog stuff here. So let's see. It's cool when you can add a filter to something that's already been filtered, like the 303. Let's add a filter to this 303. Let's grab a so that we can just mellow it out a little bit. It's a little bit in your face. Let's grab today's Moog day, right? It's not brought to you by Moog. I wish this was brought to you by Moog, but I'm gonna grab a Moog filter in here. So it should be multi-mode filter. Just throw it into this channel here. So the filter from the mini Moog, that little ladder filter, just get let it rumble there in the background while we deal with other stuff. We'll lower the reverb also on that kick. Now, I haven't really addressed what I'm going to keep for the kick. It's just a starting kick. I mean, I could have more decay on the kick. I love having choices so that we can tailor fit things to what we're trying to make in real time. But right now, let's open up the DFAM maybe, and I'm just going to go a little bit wild here. So right here we have two rows of sequence that's set up at a half bar, and one is meant to be velocity and the other one's meant to be pitch, but you could actually map them, and I do have them mapped here or patched in to control something else. So if I pull it out, see this thing see it changes it when I patch it into the different parameters. That's a proper techno style hi-hats. Do I even have a reverb on that? I have like a delay on that. See, I love this thing because I wasn't even trying. I was actually moving like 2 or 3 knobs at the same time, and then I just end up in a really fun spot. That's why I love this thing so much. I'm just gonna get ready to like record anything that comes through this thing. It's just doing so much so quickly. So I'm gonna take the recording possibilities off the hi-hat and maybe lower that so that I can just start recording wrong place. I didn't want to record it in there. Record it in here. Okay, and while I already have that, I'll record another part and then I'll just go nuts. Watch. I'm just gonna. Sometimes this works. Okay, so I lost my place. But this is okay. Lower the decay on that. Thing is, it's tilted like this, so I can't see what the actual parameters are that I'm tweaking. But regardless, I might be able to find something in what I just recorded and be able to use nuts. Watch. I'm just gonna. Oh, did I record my voice too? Let's see. Sometimes this works. Seems like I did record my voice as well. Okay, let's call that a miss. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Let's go back to the one that we actually kind of liked before. Alright, we gotta start trying to make something happen with all this. So let's just kind of, and while I already have that, I'll record another part and then I'll just go. Okay. And while I already have that, I'll record another part and then I'll just go. Alright, somehow I ended up recording my voice in there, which is a little weird here. I have to pop in these right buttons here. It's hard keeping track of everything here. Let's see. Nope. It's not grabbing it. Something is still trying to come through. So bear with me, guys. I just lost my place here as far as... Oh, you know what it is? I need to be at 3 and 4. That's why. So now I can patch in the mother. Okay. So I believe that is now... Yeah, that's going to be the mother 32. And let's grab that. Play those hi-hats in there. Start processing these hi-hats in a more harder techno way. Let's grab some EQ. Or maybe not even EQ. Let's start with like something like and I'm still recording that. I just want a long take of that for now. And I want to add some overdrive to these hi-hats in the meantime. Little modulation going on here with the LFO on this thing, so they slightly change over time. That's pretty nice. Still recording. Kind of multitasking here. Let's add a clap in there. And where's our 303? Let's get that 303 out of there. Alright, let's take a break. Been goofing around a little bit for a while here. So just to, reiterate what's happening here. I have a bunch of gear. I just dropped it in front of me. I made sure that I was able to sync it up with the computer. That's important. We're looking at, let me look at my Ableton screen here. We're looking at an Ableton screen that I've been recording a bunch of parts from my gear. What happens typically now for me, and I have a lot of parts already, is that I'm going to stop using the gear. I'm going to maybe even turn off the gear and grab the stuff that I've recorded and start to manipulate it in a way that I can use it. So let's do that. Let's actually turn off the gear. Let's move the gear out of the place. Now, I don't have a kick drum I didn't record the kick drum. I might use another one from the ones that I have in there. But now I can play it here. Somehow I recorded a kick drum. Where did that kick drum get recorded to? Oh, look at that. That kick drum got recorded into that channel. That's interesting. We'll use that for now. That's kind of... Okay, so that's running. What else do we have? It's a little loud here. Everything's a little loud, so I'm going to select it all together. Bring it all down a bit. Got those hats. What are these? What are these? I got them all selected, so this is like, I'll just call it mix. I don't know how I somehow recorded the mix at the same time. And this is the mother, so I'll call that mom. And what else do we have? Oh, we have these parts here. So this is Minotaur 2. Min 2. And oh, that's that. That was cool. I gotta use that. That's Minotaur 1. So as you see, like I didn't have to go hunting for plugins, and look through a million presets. Although I did look for presets for this Minotaur, but most of the stuff came from the gear that I have in front of me, from just putting my hands on it and just making it do its thing. And there's that 303. I had it under that filter, but I'm not really too happy with that filter. I'm just gonna let it be. I did modulate it, and I did record a big part of it, so I'm just gonna let it all kind of just run for now. There's those hi-hats. And this part. Let's get that with this mix part. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. Yeah, that Minotaur, Oliver Gorman says he loves that Minotaur sound. I love that Minotaur sound. Minotaur is amazing. And when I found that editor, it was even more amazing. Here's the hi-hat. Everything's getting too loud again. I'm gonna have to bring everything down a bit. I'll just bring it down from here for now, so it doesn't clip on you guys. And then the second Minotaur sound. Let's put that through like some heavy reverb. Okay, so got a bunch of stuff, and at this point, I might now start an arrangement. So we don't have much time to get through an arrangement, but let's grab everything and bring it over to like maybe begin a hasty arrangement quickly. So I can click on all of these at the same time somehow. Let me highlight these and click on them and move them over. Like that. I just got to make sure I line them up correctly, which can be a little bit. There we go. So I got all the parts there lined up correctly. Back to arrangement button. Now some of these are shorter than others, and there were 2 parts here in the Minotaur one. So I'm gonna put this over here. Maybe I'll switch over to that one. But for now, I could pull this out like that. Pull this out like that. Pull this out like that. This is the Minotaur one. Oh, that was the Minotaur MIDI. I don't really need that one right now. I can get rid of that. And the mix one, you can pull that one out. The Mom, which is the Mother 32. Oh, by the way, it's almost 1:55, and I've been told that at 1:55, this special thing happens here every week, which is the winner of the giveaway is revealed. So I think this week's giveaway was $200 Ableton bucks. You can have $200 Ableton bucks. If you didn't sign up, I don't know if there's any more time left, but I think Thomas or Alex or I don't know who, or Max, who it is that puts that out, will put the name in the chat. I'm just looking for that name to come in any moment now, and we can say who the winner of the giveaway, 200 Ableton bucks, will be this week. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just kind of working at trying to get a little bit of haste here. Oh, here we go. Congratulations to this week's giveaway winner, Craig Birmingham. Is that right? We'll be in touch via email with your prize and details shortly. Congratulations, Craig. You win 200 Ableton bucks. Oh, this is a great prize this week. Yes, we have great prize. The week before that, we had like an Arturia effect, and it was a master, a pro session. Then we had also the week before that, we had like a Arturia effect of your choice. We have pretty good giveaways. I wish I could win them every week. Congrats, Craig. Yay, Craig wins. Do I have a party sound effect in here? Maybe, hold on. Maybe I'll do party noise. Yay, Craig, you win. All right, Craig, you win. Congratulations on winning for this week. So yeah, okay, back to what I have. I don't have much time left here, so let's see what I've got. What I managed to do. Got a bunch of stuff. It sounds like a big soup right now, so my job is now to like make heads or tails of this. But you know, as I was talking to you, I did this within an hour. If I wasn't talking to you, it would probably happen in 10 minutes or 15 minutes to record a bunch of parts, because I could focus on what I'm doing and not have to look at a chat and look at you guys and make sure this is going and that you guys are entertained. But I got a bunch of parts in here that now I can like decide like, oh, maybe I'll make it into a track. So I'm going to save this right now. I'm going to save this, and I'm not going to be back on John's show next week, but I'll have my own show. So I'm going to make it so that this is something that I can perhaps continue on my show and refer to this show to when we recorded them. So I'm just going to save this as the as today's show, and maybe we'll get this going on another stream. And what will we call this? I'll call myself Juanito Selway. I am the Latino John Selway, Juanito Selway. And now I can save that and continue that on another date. So just to remind you, we are 343 TV. We stream every day at 1 p.m. If you like what you've been watching today, please give us a like. If you don't like it, please don't give me a dislike. Somebody gave me a dislike already. So every time I ask for likes, people sometimes throw dislikes in there, which is not very funny, but is kind of funny at the same time. If not, but better it would be that you subscribe to the channel and that you share this with, with friends, that you share this link with friends, and that you get this, get the word out. The 343 Labs is a force to be reckoned with. We're a school. We have several physical schools. Well, two schools, one in New York and one in Berlin, and we have a school online where I teach at both the New York location and online. Come and take a class with me, take a class with Selway, take a class with all our really gifted instructors, learn everything there is to know about mixing and mastering, sound design, programming a DAW, composition. We teach it all. And if you want to know how it is that you can do this personalized to you, come and check it out. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is all the time we have for today. I'm not going to go much farther with this. I kind of just was the show today, I guess, or the stream today was just kind of give you an insight on how you can have some gear set up in front of you and just have some fun and consolidate it into your DAW. It doesn't have to be a problem. You don't have to be only gear or only in the box. You don't have to be in either or camp. You can be in both camps. They both sides or both digital and analog side of things have a lot to offer, and I would embrace both. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next Friday on my show on Abe Duque's production. We used to call it Production Playhouse, but I think now we just call it Production Basics. Anyway, see you next week.